Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching this Anywhere, the platform where we speak truth to power. Sometimes to go forward, you have to go backwards. There is no smoke without fire. So the saying goes. I want you to watch this. Missing president returns. Rings a bell? Does it ring a bell? Let's play the video. Then I can talk a bit more about it. Watch this.
In the early hours of Wednesday morning, an ambulance brings Nigeria's president home. Umaru Yaradua has not been seen in public since he was rushed to a Saudi Arabian hospital because of a heart condition 3 months ago. No public comment has been made on his health, and it remains a closely guarded secret, much to the frustration of Nigerians.
Nobody will be happy to miss his father because he's the father of the nation, and for 3 months we cannot really say this is where he is.
So Buhari was away for what? 6 months? This guy was away for 3 months. And you question that we doubt Buhari. Listen to the guy. It's not me who said it all. Listen to the guy. Let's just dissect it. Listen.
Of Nigerians.
Nobody will be happy to miss his father because he's the father of the nation, and for 3 months we cannot really say this is where he is. But the good,
this is where he is. Are you following me? Is history repeating itself? I wonder. Is history repeating itself? I don't know, but what do you think? Don't take my word for it. What do you think? Is history? You know, they say lightning never strikes twice in the same spot. Doesn't it look very familiar? The president suddenly goes away for months on end on a trip. Listen again, listen.
That is back.
But they don't need to deceive Nigerians.
Let me play that bit again. Let me play that bit again. Listen, listen. It's not Citizen AY who said it all.
This is where he is. But the good thing is that he's back.
But they don't need to deceive Nigerians. You understand? It's our.
If they deceive Nigerians, then who's to say they are not deceiving Nigerians now? Those who call themselves Nigerians. I'm not a Nigerian. I'm a Yoruba man. I'm a Yoruba man. And they are oppressing Yorubas, they are oppressing Igbos, they are oppressing Middle Beltans, killing us in our land. You heard him. It's deceit. It was deceit back then. It is deceit back now. Do we know who is in place now? If it happened then, for 3 months, why? What's 6 months? I'm just saying, think about it. And you heard what the Englishman said on the parliament in the UK here, in front of the offices of the UK offices here in the UK. Something to think about, isn't it? Something to think about, isn't it? Listen on.
President is #1 citizen of the country. Let him know how he is.
We should know how he is. Do we know how he is? Umaru, where are you? Yes, they were being showed somebody is the president. What is he? I'm just asking you. I don't know. At this point, I genuinely don't know. But when an English person or two English people are saying to us, and they, don't forget, they're the ones who created the contraction of Nigeria, and they are making us, they are asking, who is the president? That they're saying what they're saying. Shouldn't we ask questions? As citizens who, under this, let's not forget, under Buhari, we are under oppression. Shouldn't we ask questions? Shouldn't we? I don't know. But look at the caption. It says, Umaru, where are you? Now. And they got Save Nigeria group. No, we don't want Save Nigeria. We are going for Yoruba Nation. It's too late. We don't want any Save Nigeria anything. Nigeria must be buried. That is it. We are going for Yoruba Nation. The South must break away from this contraption. Listen on.
During President Yaradua's absence, the country has been faced with the military imposing a curfew across the north to control religious violence, militants ending a ceasefire in the oil-rich Niger Delta, and a constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis. I'm sure we've had this one before, haven't we? Let me help you with that one. Constitutional crisis, meetings. I'm going to bring out some information that you all know. I bet those of you who know where I'm going, some of those who don't want this will be going, oh no, not that again, not that again, not that again. Yeah. Until we dismantle this, we're going nowhere. That is why it is RIP One Nigeria. You can see what I have there. Until we dismantle this contraption, this constitution, until it is dismantled, we ain't going nowhere. Okay? It has to be dismantled. It has to be what? Dismantled. Understand? This is a major problem. There's no referendum. It was put in by the military. You got his name there, General Abdusalam Alhaji Abubakar. That's the fraud. That's the fraud. And we need to dismantle it. That's why Yoruba Nation we're going for Yoruba Nation, Igbo Nation or Biafra, and we're going for Middle Belt. We need to dismantle because this is an imposition by the military. We want no part of it. Let's carry on. Watch on. See, science says, where are you? Do we know? Is lightning striking twice in the same place? I'm asking. Here we go.
Provoked by the president's absence. Vice President Goodluck Jonathan is acting president, but as this position remains unapproved by Nigeria.
Did you see? They wouldn't let him be president. For 3 months, the president was dead. They wouldn't let Goodluck be president. It's not his choice. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. I just want you to think there are similarities. I'm not saying anything. You can make your own decisions. I'm not saying anything. I'm just showing you. Now, yeah. Okay. I'm going to go and get the Nigerian Constitution out. You know me. The fraudulent Constitution. You know where I'm going. You know where I'm going with this. Let's just go and bring it out. 144, of course. We're going to go to section 144 right away of the fraudulent Constitution. Now, let's go to section 144. I'll bring it up to you. When I get there, I'll show it and I'll bring it down. I don't want you to. In fact, I'll do this. I'm going to put it here. And with good luck in the background. And so, yeah. So we know. In fact, this is actually quite good. It's good to do it that way. Because that way, you can see what I'm saying. And when we get to 144, then I will then read what it said. Now, at that time, he'd been dead for 3 weeks. That is Yaradua. Yeah? Correct? Now, I want you to look at 144 again. Now, 144 states, if I read it correctly, we're coming up to it slowly. Now, here we go. President or vice president shall cease to hold office. Let me see. I'm trying to get, no, not 144. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it is here, 144. Hang on. Yes, 146. The vice president shall hold office of president if the president becomes, listen to this. Listen now. There's a relevance to this. I'm going somewhere with this. On two fronts. One on medical ground, two on account of death. So it applies. 146. No, sorry. Okay. The vice president shall hold office of the president if the office of president becomes vacant by reason of death or resignation, impeachment, permanent incapacity, or the removal of the president from office for any other reasons in accordance with section 143 of this constitution. When any vacancy occurs in the circumstances mentioned in subsection 1 of this section during a period when the office of the vice president is also vacant, the president of the Senate shall hold office. That's not, what we are talking about is that the death of a president shall automatically trigger for the vice president to take over. 3 months. Yeah? 3 whole months. They tried everything they could to prevent Goodluck from becoming president. They tried everything. So let's go and look at 143. 143 is coming up with something. So, admonition. Let me see. No, I'm just trying to see. Yeah. Okay, you're talking about that's 144. Anyway, the thing is that the key thing is 146 states the vice president shall hold office of the president if the office of the president becomes vacant by reason of death or resignation or impeachment. In this case, he died. There was no question he should have been he should have been a president immediately. Yaradua died. Immediately. In the case now, let's assume that we don't know. But there is some issue in terms of mental awareness and all of that. On that basis, Oshibajo should be the president. Can you see the similarities? Can you see the similarities? Listen on. Watch out.
Nigeria's ministers. Goodluck has no constitutional basis to exercise power, leaving any action.
Wait a minute. What did they say again? Let's go back again. Sorry. Listen.
Ministers. Goodluck has no.
Hang on.
Vice President Goodluck Jonathan is acting president. But as this position remains unapproved by Nigeria's ministers, Goodluck has no...
Unapproved by ministers. Now let's look at what the Constitution says. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. That fraudulent Constitution. Unapproved by ministers, they said. Now, let us see what it says. Going back to that. This is good to look at this. And there is a mirror with what is happening on presently. Look at this. 146 says the vice president shall hold office of president if the office of the president becomes vacant by reasons of death. You see? Now, by reason of death or resignation, impeachment, permanent incapacity or removal in office, section 143. B, by his assumption of office of the president in accordance with subsection 1 of this section for any other reason. The president shall nominate and with approval of each of the House of Assembly appoint a new vice president. There you go. So this thing they spoke about, this is very important. I want you to listen again. Listen again. Listen. Listen. Reason with me.
President. But as this position remains unapproved by Nigeria's ministers,
back again.
Vice President Goodluck Jonathan is acting president. But as this position remains unapproved by Nigeria's ministers...
Would you agree? Why should ministers approve his position? The Constitution states, and that's why I was trying to make sure you understood this. Let's go back again. The Constitution states, on the death of the president, the vice president shall hold office of president if the office of the president becomes vacant by reason of death. There is no issue about. Do you agree with me that there is no issue about whether or not the ministers agree? Can you see? This is what I'm saying. Look, we're not in the... Look, let's go back again. Let's go back again. Reason with me on this. Listen to the words said here.
President. But as this position remains unapproved by Nigeria's ministers,
Unapproved by Nigerian ministers. Let me ask you a question. And this is why we have to dismantle contraction in Nigeria. Who elected those ministers? Was there a vote by the people? Or were they appointed? Number one. Number two, the constitution. Why are they putting themselves before the constitution? Can you see? This is a fraud. Even in the old case, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I just opened this. I am digging. And I'm bringing everything out in the open. This case right here. He ultimately became president because they couldn't do it anymore. They kept him away from being president for 3 months. The minute YARADUA died, he should have been the president. But you see what they did here. I am asking you again, are you sure about the current situation? If they can do this, and the constitution states that he should have been the president on the death of the president, and they're coming up with flimsy excuse and saying ministers didn't agree his position, listen again. So don't take citizen where I said it to. Listen. Here we go.
Vice President Goodluck Jonathan is acting president. But as this position remains unapproved by Nigeria's ministers,
Unapproved by Nigerian ministers. Which ministers? As soon as Buhari dies, do you realize that he has to appoint the ministers? They are no longer in position. This is. Am I wrong? I'm asking you a question again. Are you sure about our current position? Do you know it for a fact? If they set aside the constitution and put ministers who should have already been sacked immediately the minute Buhari dies, because he will now appoint his own cabinet, but they put themselves in, overriding the constitution, and they're telling you to believe in the constitution. Wow. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think? Based on what happened then, are we sure of what is happening now? Are we sure? Are we sure? Do you know the person who is in there now for fact? And why is it that the spokesmen are speaking, and this man is not speaking to us? Why? Why? I don't know. I'm asking. They clearly disregarded the constitution to such an extent that they wouldn't, for 3 months plus, they wouldn't let him be the president. In the end, he had to be. They had no other choice. But they were flouting the constitution. The Fulani hegemony were flouting the constitution. We need to dismantle contraction in Nigeria. I'm giving you evidence here. Now, let's carry on.
Goodluck has no constitutional basis to exercise power.
That's a lie. He's got constitutional basis because... Yay! Ah! Oh, let me... I'll get there. Let's just put this again. I read this to you again. Section 146. Let me blow it up a little bit. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to blow it up a little bit. I'm going to do this. Section, you can see this now, can't you? Can't you? I'm sure you can. The vice president shall hold office of the president if the office of the president becomes vacant by reason of death. It doesn't talk about any ministers agreeing. Where any vacancies occurs in the circumstances mentioned in section 1 of this section during the period when the office of vice president is also vacant, the president of the Senate shall hold office. But he is not. It's not. He is the president as soon as the president dies. So what is this stuff they're talking about ministers agreeing? Can you see that we have a fraudulent constitution that those people, the Fulanis, disregard and put any laws in as and when they want? You can see it. You can see it play back. I will play this, all of it in its entirety for you. But I'm breaking it down one by one. And I'm putting the constitution to it. And you can see the flaws, the fraudulent. Why we need to dismantle contract in Nigeria is what I'm giving you now. Let's carry on. Okay. Let's do this.
Leaving any action he takes open to challenge in court.
What challenge in court? It's a fraud.
It's a situation deliberately perpetuated, argues Nigerian human rights activist Wole Soyinka, for the benefit of the few.
There you go.
The issue is that certain elements within the ruling party love this hiatus. They love the headlessness of government because they can proceed to loot and create their own little empires while the president is away.
It's not that the president is away. He's dead. He's dead. Now let's hear this
In
one.
an interview before Yaradua's return, James Abori, a leader of Nigeria's main ruling party, said the acting president is supported by the party, but he warned planned elections may be moved forward.
We will arrive safely, sure, on come 2009.
This one, I bet maybe we just forget that matter. I don't want to say anything. I'm not even going to talk about this. Let's just not. That one is a different matter. Let's just. He went to jail for fraud. So, end of story. In the UK, he went to jail for fraud. He went to jail for fraud. Now, let's just. I'm not going to say more than that now. I don't want to look at that at the minute because I can break that down as well. But what I want us to look at is this. Listen to. This is the bit I want you to look at. So after 3 months, let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to play the whole thing up to that point and I'll stop there. Here we go.
In the early hours of Wednesday morning, an ambulance brings Nigeria's president home. Umaru Yaradua has not been seen in public since he was rushed to a Saudi Arabian hospital because of a heart condition 3 months ago. No public comment has been made on his health, and it remains a closely guarded secret.
Did you hear that? For 3 months, rushed to. Why is it that we don't have our own medical health facilities in contrast to Nigeria, even now? Buhari will still have to come. You heard them say. Why? You would think that it would save us. You would save, you give the people, when we have a medical health, we can treat ourselves, our people have confidence in our healthcare. Everybody, when the president leaves the country, goes away for healthcare outside. What do you think people in the country will do? Those who have money, they'll go outside as well because they don't trust the healthcare system. But putting that to one side, did you see the beat? Let me play to the beat where the question becomes really, really fundamental.
Much to the frustration of Nigerians.
Nobody will be happy to miss his father because he's the father of the nation. And for 3 months, we cannot really say this is where he is. But the good thing is that he's back.
But they don't need to deceive Nigerians. You understand?
Again, I say, if they deceived us all the way back then, who's to say they're not deceiving us now? The same people in power.
Our president is #1 citizen of the country. Let him know how he is.
During President Yaradua's absence, the country has been faced with the military imposing a curfew across the north to control religious violence.
See, because they are imposing themselves on us with this fraudulent constitution, the military. Can you see the military? We're supposed to be a democracy then, but the military are imposing themselves. We're not. You can see the evidence. You can see the evidence. This is what is ruling us. I keep telling you. This is the evidence. Look, this is bearing out the evidence of what I said. Promulgation Decree number 24 of 1999, signed by Alhaji Abubakar, Abdulsalam Alhaji Abubakar. We are not in a democracy. I keep telling you, even now, in 2021, we are under military decree. Anyway.
Militants ending a ceasefire in the oil-rich Niger Delta, and a constitutional crisis.
There's no constitutional crisis. It is open and shut. That is a ruse. I've just read to you. Section 146. The vice president shall hold office of the president if the office of the president becomes vacant by reason of death. The man died, he should be president. No debate. But because it's the Fulani hegemony, born to rule mentality, oh, no, we have to seek approval first. This is why we need to dismantle contract in Nigeria, right there. What do you think? I'm putting it in front of you. You decide. You think. If they did that with YARADUA, 3 months, and we know that in 2017, for 5 or 6 months, Buhari was not in the country. I'm asking a question. I don't have answers, but I'm asking a question. So that's point number 1 on the deaf. Let's go to number 2. Option 1. This is option 1. Let's go to option 2. Let's pack that up. Don't forget it to 146. Remember, on the death of the president, vice president should be. No ifs, no buts, no minister, no. The constitution. That the fraudulent constitution states that. Let's look at 144. I'm just posing 2 questions here. Number 2. The vice president shall hold office if by resolution passed by a 2/3 majority, all members of the Executive Council of the Federation, it is declared that the president is incapable or vice president is incapable of discharging his function for his office. By declaration B, verified after such medical examination has been necessary by a medical panel established by under section 4 of this section in its report to the President of the Senate and Speaker of the House of Reps. Now, we both know that the Ahmed Lawan is a Fulani man, and they say to you, Femi Gbajabiamila is not. Ahmed Wase is this man. They're both Fulanis. And we know that they won't allow Oshibajo to be the president. Femi Gbajabiamila is a stooge. He has no powers. Trust me, he hasn't. I'm putting all of these options before us so we see what is at play here. Are you sure that what happened under YARADUA is not happening now? I'm just asking. Are you sure? Simple question. I don't know. Are you sure? I put it before you. 2 options. 146, the death of the president, vice president takes over. Option 2, 144, incapacitated or, becoming senile in any way. Either way, the vice president takes over. In both cases, what do you make of the current situation? What do you make of it? What do you think? I'll pose it to you. What do you think? I'm just giving you this. You can now see that this constitution is a fraud. Under Goodluck Jonathan, they said ministers. Ministers are not mentioned in this constitution. They have to approve what? It's a lie. So for them, they can bring in something, whatever, that is not in the constitution, and they got away with it because they are the Fulani hegemony. Enough of this nonsense. We need to dismantle contract in Nigeria. What are your thoughts on this? Leave your comments. Watch this video and let me have your comments. Let's have your thoughts. You're, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. What do you really think? I've given you 2 options. Option 1, in the case of the death of the president, 146. Section 146 states that the vice president becomes the president automatically. No minister can stop that. Option 2, if he's incapacitated, mentally incapable, again, the vice president becomes the president. Section 144. And they would need to go through a series of tests. All of this needs to happen. What do you think? How do you see this? Citizens, Southerners, how do you see this? Let's have your thoughts. Let's have your comments. Because there is something that I can't quite work out in the middle. Are we sure that what happened before is not already happening now? I don't know, genuinely. But I'm placing before you the similarity between what happened then and what happened now. There's a lot of similarities. I'm sure you agree. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Before I go, I'd ask you to please subscribe to Citizen AY. please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY right now. Subscribe, share this broadcast, make it go viral. We are asking questions on this platform, Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We only deal in one currency, the truth. We are the Sorosoke generation with evidence. We are placing a lot of evidence before you in the similarity between what happened in the YARADUA case and what is going on now. There are some things that doesn't make sense. I don't understand. And there are some things under the YARADUA case, they suddenly inserted that ministers had to approve the vice president to become the president. It wasn't in the constitution. You're watching it. It wasn't there. And they put that in and nobody questioned them. And you say we have a constitution. Now, there is a debate about the viability of the president on two fronts. Is he even alive? We're not sure. We don't know. And if he is he senile and is it all aware there? Based on some things I showed you before, there are questions on that. Is that something we should be looking at? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Is what happened before happening again? Is it possible? I don't know. But we need to ask the questions because the governance that is being displayed now, they are breaking and flouting the constitution left, right, and center. Remember I talked about Onogen. If you go and look at the previous broadcasts, I talked about Onogen and the fact that the government says they believe in separation of powers. And you could see 4 weeks before the general election, they took Onogen away. What are we saying? Are you clear? Are you sure the same thing that happened under YARADUA is not happening now? And this time they're trying to make sure it goes on for as long as possible. Are we sure? We've got election cycle coming on to 2023. Is that what they're holding out for? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But what are your thoughts? Let's have your thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you and goodbye. Leave your comments. Make your own assessments. Let's hear from you. Thank you and goodbye.